This is the beating a dead horse meeting. All 3 points are beating a dead horse. We've talked about all of these multiple times. Calling your customers. Crew leads, you all know, call your customers. Second jobs, call your customers. If you're on time, call them. If you're running late, call them. That's when your tip starts. When you call your customer. When you're leaving the yard, that's when your tip starts. Customers want to know what's going on. They know you're going to be late. They're going to be a lot less likely to be pissed off if they know you're running behind. Hey, sorry, I just wanted to let you know our window was 12 to 2. It's going to be more like 1 to 3. Let them know what's going on.
Calling your customers. It's one big thing, even on Lazy Boy. So like I said, when I did Lazy Boy and stuff like that, I was always calling my customers ahead if I was running early, if I was running late, or even if I was in the middle of my window. It just gives them a heads up that you're on your way. It shows that that you guys actually care for the customers, and especially if we have customers that we have to go back to, we need to make sure we're calling them and letting them know like an average time of where we think we'll be out there. And when you guys have overflows and shit like that, I shouldn't be finding out the next day. I need to be finding out that night. I don't care if it's 6, 7 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, shoot me a text, just so I could get in front of it. Cause I honestly didn't know that overflow up in Fort Collins until probably 8 o'clock yesterday. So it's something that we need to get in ahead of instead of being behind, is we just need to always get in front of it.
And I want to add to that with calling the customers, man. I mean, I've worked with people before in the past, and I've delivered furniture before, but I've worked with people here that say the same thing, like, oh, I call them if I'm late, I'm early. I'm like, I would call them every single customer, every stop, because I want that screen door open by the time I get out of the truck.
Yeah.
I want them standing. It's a selfish act, but it also helps them because it makes it feel all warm and fuzzy. My furniture.
Well, it makes them feel that you actually care.
And that you care. But I want them standing at the door when
Like waiting.
I'm there, because I want them waiting for me, because I want to get in and out.
And they always say thank you. They
Yeah,
always
they do appreciate it, too.
appreciate it.
I appreciate it, and especially with the apps when you guys are doing the delivery service, man. It's literally just press a button on the phone number and it calls your customer.
And
Yeah.
sometimes people forget what time the delivery is probably, and I mean, I know my parents forget that kind of thing all the time.
So it's just something to get in front of. We do our pre-calls, you know what I mean? It's not like we're pre-calling to Lazy Boy customers. They get a text message, or I'm pretty sure they get an email when they get their scheduled delivery. But like when it's our actual customers, we're calling them daily.
There's
It's
times where Lazy Boy customers don't even know. There's
Yeah.
plenty of times the customers, I get to their house and they're like, I'm so glad you called because I tried to call Lazy Boy for 3 days and didn't know when my window was.
Yeah, it sets you up for success.
Exactly.
You know, and, wrong addresses, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Would be good for you guys. And then,
Second, beating a dead horse topic. Get signatures on all paperwork. Write times on work ticket. Pretty self-explanatory. You guys want paid? Do your paperwork. Fill it out. My rule is, if you make me go back and check your times and write times down, I round down. I'll take time away from you for being lazy. So if you want your accurate times, you guys keep track of your times. It is your job to get paid. It's not our job to keep track of what you guys work. That's up to you.
getting signatures on all paperwork and work times on work tickets. Something that, when you guys get back here as a lead, put your time on your work ticket. If you guys are still working in the warehouse, clearing your shit out and stuff like that, wait until you're done with that. When I shouldn't have to be tracking down GPS just to find out your guys' work times. Make sure when you guys are getting back. And if you guys have any questions on paperwork, anything like that when you're out on job sites, I know Jeremy usually is really good about going over with me beforehand. So it's just something that we gotta get in the hand of. If you need a signature on it and you don't know if you need a signature on it, give me a call and we'll go from
Worst
there.
case, get a signature on it. It's
If
not
worst,
gonna hurt
worst
us.
case, get a signature on the bottom of it, man. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It really doesn't hurt if they sign it and we don't need it signed. It's just, it covers our ass.
Third point, backing, turning, just driving, every damn where. If you can't see or are not sure, fucking stop and get out. So we've had instances with spotters backing drivers into things multiple times. If you are a spotter and you back your driver into something, that is your ass, not the driver. Common sense, man. Everybody here kind of get the idea of how to be a spotter? But I don't think the problems were up here, but I don't wanna have problems up here. Anytime there's a truck backing up, especially if it's a CDL driver in a trailer, get your ass out and help the driver. If driver wrecks the truck and we found out you were sitting in the truck or you were off jerking off in the corner instead of helping your driver, it's your ass. This shit is very serious, so we cannot have these kind of mistakes in the busy season. So get out and spot your drivers. So you guys have anything for us?
Spot your driver.
Turning and driving every damn where if you can. If you're not sure and you can't see, get the fuck out and look.
Or have me go out.
Well, that's the thing. is
Then
if-
God help us.
Well, if you're backing anything, your helper should already be out there. Yeah. If you guys are backing up, the helper shouldn't be in your truck. They should be out there spotting your driver. That's one thing that we've went over a million times.
It's
And I
like a
know.
default thing, right? Like if they start backing up, we just get out the truck and spot.
Well, I don't want you in the truck, Ashton, so yeah.
Fuck.
Also, sometimes it depends on the driver, because sometimes I'll ask, like, hey, you need a spot? They're like, nah.
Well, and that's the thing is, as a helper, just be like, no, I'm gonna go out there and make sure you're good. Even if your driver says that they're good on the spot, we need to make sure. I know some drivers are confident. I was one of those confident drivers when I was a driver, so I understand that. But it just covers you guys' ass and avoids accidents and stuff like that.
Fair enough.
So, hop out that truck, man.
Alright, you got it, boss.
You guys got
Is that
anything?
real quick, is that expected for like a 10-foot backup to a driveway on lazy boy type stuff? Like we pull up and then back up a little bit. You don't need my guy hopping out for that quick.
If you're backing up for a little bit, no.
Right.
But like if
Like
you're like
backing
if you're
into-
labeling,
Yeah.
so with driveways, man, honestly, I wouldn't fuck with driveways.
I was saying driving, like pulling up to the driveway. You know, driveway's here, you pull up to it, you gotta.
You go back a little bit? No.
Yeah, you know.
No. Stuff like that, that's, you know what I mean, a quick back, you really don't need to if you're leveling with the driveway. It's just
Just making sure. we're not
making
gonna-
sure when you're backing up and
Yeah.
you have tight turns and stuff like that, that we have your spotters out there spotting you. Anything else to add, guys? Sam, you got anything?
Nada.
Just Sam.
Oh.
Alright, sweet, thanks guys.